Have you often found yourself sitting in front of a blank canvas or an unfinished draft? Not because you have run out of ideas, but because your mind can't seem to stop racing. Overthinking is sneaky like that. It disguises itself as careful planning, but more often than not, it leaves us stuck, trapped by our own thoughts. For so many of us, especially creatives, overthinking feels like a natural part of the process. We fall into the trap of perfectionism, telling ourselves that we are making improvements, but really, we are just adding layers of doubt. Whether you're an artist, a writer, a musician, or any kind of creative, overthinking has a way of making you second guess everything. Is this good enough? What if people don't get it? Am I even talented enough to be doing this? It's exhausting, and you're not alone in feeling that way. So today, we'll be taking a short dive into the dark realm of overthinking, seeing how it manifests, and seeing how we can pull ourselves out of it. Overthinking manifests itself in different ways. Maybe for you, it looks like perfectionism. You're never satisfied with your work. No matter how much you polish and refine it, always feels like there's something missing. You're afraid to finish because the end result never matches what's in your head. It's so easy to look at someone else's journey and think, why isn't my work as good as theirs? Why don't I have their style, their skill, their success? We forget that the creative journey isn't linear, and we start measuring our worth against someone else's highlight reel. And sometimes overthinking leads to indecision. We keep jumping from one project to another, abandoning things halfway because they are not perfect, or because we are afraid we won't be able to finish them the way we imagined. So instead of creating, we procrastinate. Overthinking doesn't just take time, it takes joy. The joy of creating freely, of letting yourself explore, experiment, and play. When we overthink, we put pressure on ourselves to deliver something flawless, and the pressure can steal the excitement of just making. It leads to self-doubt. The more we overthink, the more we convince ourselves that we are not good enough. We start to question our abilities, second guess our instincts, and it becomes harder and harder to trust ourselves. Overthinking leads us to burnout. It's exhausting to constantly overanalyze every decision, to feel like every brushstroke or word has to be perfect. Eventually, we stop enjoying the creative process and we just feel tired. The spark that once drove us dims. Creating starts to feel like a burden. But here's the beautiful part. Overthinking is something we can manage. It won't disappear overnight. But with gentle reminders and intentional actions, we can begin to quiet the noise and rediscover the joy of creating. One way to overcome overthinking is to embrace imperfection. You don't need to create a masterpiece every time you sit down. Let yourself create something messy, something unfinished, something that isn't perfect, and that's okay. That's the beauty in the imperfect. Set time limits for yourself. Give yourself 30 minutes to work on something, and whatever you have at the end, celebrate it. These constraints force us to stop obsessing and start doing, reminding us that the progress is what matters, not the perfection. And don't forget, share your work. Even if it feels scary, you'll be surprised how much encouragement and inspiration you can get from others. Sometimes the things we think are unfinished or imperfect resonate the most with people, because creativity, you see, isn't about your vision, it's about the connection. Another way to quiet overthinking is through reflection. Take a deep moment to step back and remember why you started in the first place. Reconnect with that passion, that excitement, that curiosity. Sometimes overthinking is a sign that we have lost sight of the simple joy of creating. And don't be afraid to play. Sometimes the best way to escape overthinking is to try something completely new, something fun. Experiment with new tools, new techniques, or even in a different medium. The act of exploring will pull you out of your head and back into the flow of creativity. But then, let's take a moment to ask, is overthinking ever worth it? Can it actually help? Well, here's the thing. Overthinking can sometimes lead to growth. When we care deeply about our craft, a bit of overthinking can push us to refine, to improve. Some of the most thoughtful, intricate work has come from artists who weren't afraid to dive deep into details. This aside, it's a delicate balance. Overthinking that leads to progress is good, but when it becomes paralyzing, when it stops us from finishing or sharing our work, that's when it becomes a problem. So much has been said, but here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to create a masterpiece every time you sit down. What matters most is that you keep going. You keep showing up, you keep creating, and you keep sharing. Progress is messy. Creativity is messy. But that's what makes it beautiful. Every time you overcome the urge to overthink, every time you choose to create anyways, you are building something bigger than any single project. You're building resilience. You are growing. When you let go of overthinking, you free yourself. You allow yourself to be vulnerable, to make mistakes, to learn from them. You allow yourself to be seen. And trust me, people aren't looking for perfection. They are looking for you, for your unique voice, your passion, your heart. And that's something only you can offer. So don't overthink it. The world doesn't need perfect creators. It needs you, right here, right now, creating with all the imperfections, doubts, and messy moments. So the next time you catch yourself spiraling, ask yourself, am I overthinking this? And if the answer is yes, just that you've got this.